So, welcome to the latest show. And it is a really, really exciting on Saturday was a fantastic day for the club. It was that moment where we've gone from theory, sat around this table back in September. It was putting ideas together. Right at the end of September was the first meeting where we sat down and said, "Hey, we want to do this, and let's bounce some ideas off each other of well, what does stuff look like?" That was 3 months of putting everything together. Then it was finding ground. That was very much the majority of February, um, February, January, I believe. Um, and then beyond that, it's let's start getting into football. And this is the time we've now got players. Um, while no one's officially signed, just because we're still in May, it's people committing and going, I want to be part of that project. So on Saturday, we had our trial days. Thank you to everyone that applied because it was crazy. Having 100 plus people apply to a football club that's never played a game before, saying, hey, I want to be part of this was fantastic to see. Managers then whittled down that list because they just weren't able to get through 100 players. So it's about 40 people off the top of my head looking at out there on Saturday who were there. And they've seen some really good players. They were really impressed speaking to the managers after of the quality of people who came. So they'll be in touch with who's coming along to pre-season. But just grateful for everyone that took part. It's a massive moment for us. And good to see that it was a good standard. It wasn't wasting anyone's time. We genuinely think we've got a good part of a squad there. And then we had a second group of players that they've either the managers have managed them before individually, so didn't want to mix them in with the trialists because they were going to be part of pre-season. So that's the second group that were there, and we're really excited to have them on board. Um, one of them was there, one wasn't, but got two players that used to play for East Thurrock United in the National League South. So that was in the sixth tier, and they're going to be playing for us. We still don't know yet, 12th to 13th tier, but that is a significant bump to us and puts us in a really good spot because you're bringing in experienced players that know what good football and what's expected. So genuinely over the moon to have them. I'm not going to announce publicly at this stage who they are, but if you're an owner, make sure you get on Slack. If you haven't joined Slack, it's our owners only forum. So if you join there, it was discussed on Saturday who that player is, who was there. We'll put it into the Thursday email so everyone who's not on Slack can see, but not Thursday, the Tuesday email. So that will come out to you if you're an owner. But then down the line, whenever that time is, we'll start releasing who these players are. And that's what they're looking to do, bring a group of players together, go into pre-season, and there might be some that then don't hang around beyond that. They might get a better offer somewhere else. If someone's willing to pay them money, I get it. It's one that we can put that squad together, work out how it all fits really nicely, and then develop off the back of that. So excited. It'll be slightly larger squad than some fans are probably used to because if you're paying every player, you're generally on the low side. So lots of squads are about 16 players when you start paying. And that might be the case down the line because hey, if you're paying a player, you can say, hey, we need you every one of these 40 weeks of the season. Whereas when people are doing it for the love of the game, not getting paid, if something comes up, you're not going to cancel an important life event, your best mate's wedding or something, and not turn up to that if there's a game going on. So no, fully understand that you'll have odd moments through the season when someone's not there, and that's just accepted and understood. So we'll have a slightly larger squad. I wouldn't surprise me if it sits on around 20, but that's for the managers. They'll work that out. But it's exciting. You got roll on, roll off subs, so lots of the subs will get a lot more involvement than you traditionally get in a higher up the leagues. So it's one where having a good squad can make a real difference because if other squads are only sort of 15 deep, they can't really get that benefit of the roll on, roll off subs and everything around that. Whereas we can hopefully do that and really be in a good spot. So that's there. The pitch is looking fantastic down there. A massive thank you to the team at Wildcrest Sports Country Club. They're doing phenomenal work. So that's all coming together nicely. Dugouts are being upgraded, sort of spray painted, all made to look really, really nice. So they'll be coming in next about a month's time, I believe. So hopefully they'll be in for the first pre-season games. But that's all looking really nice. Fourth game's been announced. So we've already announced Canvey Island's first game on the 6th of July. Then Hashtag United a week later. A week after that is Grays Athletic. And then we've got Pitsea Athletic on the 27th, 6, 13, 20, 27th of July. So all home games, all 1 o'clock kickoffs. Just going to give us a really good flavour of what sort of level we're at, give opportunity for players. And the benefit for us being at home, it's easier for everyone to get to. And as well, it just generates more interest in the club and everything there. So there might be some away games added. We haven't been given confirmation which league we're in yet. So league's still working on that, how everything finalises there. So once we know that, we'll know when our first game is. We believe it's going to be second half, late August. So probably sort of 17th, 24th of August potentially. Off the top of my head, that's the correct date. But once we know, we can start getting everything planned in, and we'll run based on that. So all coming together really nicely, super positive. Having players, having a squad puts us in a really, really nice spot. So we'll make sure everything's updated before we get to sort of first game. So there's bios online for all the websites, players, positions, a bit about them there. So all that information will come out. We'll be doing a digital match day program, so that'll keep you updated, and then we'll have a bit about getting to know each player as we go through sort of each home game. Medical supplies got ordered, so we've got a sports therapist, Holly, joining the team, which fantastic. We want to have the best possible environment for our players to make sure they're fit and healthy. You see some teams where player goes down, one player runs over, grabs a physio bag and treats them, which is great. We just felt, hey, if we could get a volunteer and Holly step forward, we can just have the best physical condition for our players, because then they can go out there and produce to the best of their abilities. So all of the kit arrived just last week, and that's all there ready to go. But exciting times, genuinely now. And now we've got players. The next date for that diary is 6th of July, and it's not going to take long to get there. So up the rocks, and see you at the first game.